caffeine update. So as you guys know, I quit caffeine at Halloween, October 31st, 2021. So today being June 15th, 2022, it's been about 7.5 months. 7.5 months, I can't believe it. And I just wanted to give you another update. I have a couple other videos about quitting caffeine, how I did it, and a couple videos on how I progressed through it at different months. So you might want to check those out too. But yeah, at 7.5 months in, I gotta say it was worth it. It was worth quitting, and I'm not going back. I hope. If I ever want to have a coffee, I can always have decaf. That's not a problem. And I just avoid caffeine. That's it. I avoid caffeine. And it was a coffee that was really getting to me. It was making me tired. I'd have like withdrawals or crashes. That's what it was called. See, I forgot the word. It's been so long since I had coffee. So I would crash multiple times during the day because I drank multiple cups of coffee, and drinking multiple cups of coffee, I guess, just wasn't good for me. This wasn't good for me. If it's good for you, it's good for you. I mean, I'm not to bash coffee to say, don't drink it. But for myself, it wasn't doing me any favors. And like I said, I quit caffeine at Halloween, and by December 18th I started this YouTube channel, this one here that you're looking at right now. And I was thinking about starting a channel for the longest time, but I just didn't have the strength to do it. I was like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't have time. And just like, I think that's about 6 weeks after I quit drinking coffee, caffeine, cold turkey, I had the strength to do a side hustle, a YouTube channel. Yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest things that can come out of quitting caffeine. If it's bothering you, if it's affecting your sleep, if it's making you crash and making you feel like there's just not enough time, I don't feel like it, I'm tired, but at the same time you have big aspirations, big dreams. Maybe you want to do a side hustle, a second job, a part-time job, but you're always feeling just so burnt out. Well, quitting caffeine, I gained a couple hours in my day. I swear to God, because that's all it took. That's all it takes for me to fool around on YouTube making my videos every day. A couple hours. I love it. I just love it. And I have such a good time with this. And I would not have been able to do that had I not quit caffeine. So that's the biggest pro. I got something out of it. I have my YouTube channel because of it. I would not have had it because I would not have had the strength to pull it off. I didn't have the strength to pull it off before. Otherwise I would have. So quitting caffeine, best thing I've done. I wish I'd never started it. I just, I drank coffee for like 10 years. I started a night shift. Oh, it was over 10 years ago, actually. Yeah, well, maybe 13, 14 years ago. I started drinking coffee and energy drinks. Oh my gosh, to do this night shift. I remember I was working for Victoria's Secret back then, in a big shopping mall in Canada. And I was a supervisor on a night shift, and that store was like 50,000 square feet, and we restocked it at night. We're talking tons of bras and panties had to be restocked because that place was just rolling. And I remember these energy drinks before going to work, and I'd chug them on the drive to work, and I'd get there, and I worked at 9 p.m. to I think 6 a.m. And I couldn't get through the night shift without it. And at the same point, I couldn't stop drinking it. I was like caught in this vicious cycle. So that's about where it started up. And then after that, I got into coffee. I left that job and I got into coffee. And I don't know why, I just stuck with coffee for some reason. I got off of energy drinks, thank God. But the coffee, I just had to get rid of it. I just had to get it out of my life. The end. So I just made up my mind one day. Boom. And another thing that got my attention with drinking coffee was that I still can't find this video. Somebody put out a YouTube video saying that caffeine blocks nutrient absorption. Okay, nutrient absorption. So me being anemic, at least I don't think I'm an anemic now. My iron levels, my B12s are a lot better now. I just had my blood work done. But that really sucks. If that's a true statement that caffeine blocks mineral absorption, that's horrible, because you don't want to do that to your garden plants. block their absorption. Why do it, to us? So getting rid of that, it helped me a lot. Getting rid of caffeine, I'm assuming it's helping me absorb minerals because I'm no longer iron deficient and B12 deficient. So, and I changed my diet a bit too, but I think it helped. It really helped. I'm sure of it. It helped. Yeah. So what else can I say about it? I just went on Google here to pull up some things about quitting caffeine. So maybe we can just kind of eyeball them together. And yeah, how long does it take to detox from caffeine? I got to tell you, the first week will be the roughest. You can still go to work. Some people say, oh, take the week off. If you quit caffeine, take the week off. You don't have to do that. You just plow through it. You're not going to quit caffeine and then worry about falling asleep on the job. It's not going to happen. You're just going to have probably headaches, and you can take a headache pill for that, and you're going to feel a lot of things, but you're not going to die over it. It's so worth it. It's just plow through it. The first week's the roughest. The second week it gets better by a month. When a month goes by, it's even better. And like I said, 6 weeks, when 6 weeks goes by, if you have an idea for a side hustle or to improve your life, or you want to start something up, you're going to have the energy to do it, because the energy that caffeine and the hours of your day that caffeine was robbing you, making you go into like a downer mood, those are gone. So you can literally capitalize on the fact that you're not caffeinated and having withdrawal symptoms and crashes. And there's a value not having that. Believe me, like I said, I'm doing this YouTube channel and I feel good. I mean, I just have maybe 1,100 subscribers. This is fantastic. It's not a huge channel, but to put together the videos that I do, it takes energy, and I really did not have that energy before. So yeah, it was so worth it. So is quitting caffeine worth it? It says right here, it does. What happens when you quit caffeine? Let's see what this says. Okay, caffeine is a big part of your daily diet. Taking it can have a host of unpleasant effects in the short term, like headaches, tiredness, sleepiness, down moods, trouble concentration, and crankiness. Yeah, I wasn't cranky when I quit caffeine. I did have some headaches. I was, oh gosh, 7.5 months. I'm forgetting what I went through. Because I really wanted to, it wasn't that bad. And like I said, you can always get a decaf coffee if you had to. I don't want to go to the coffee places for a decaf or anywhere. I don't even want to do that, because what I've noticed is that I'll get to the coffee shop and they'll be like, oh, we don't have a pot of decaf ready. You'll have to wait 5 minutes or whatever. And at that moment, that could be a temptation where I could say, oh, well, just give me a regular. And I don't want to put myself into that temptation mode. So I just stayed away from it. This is a person I was born to be. No caffeine, just, I'm 52 years old. I feel better, but I could be in better shape. I could be health-wise, and that's what I'm going to work on next, actually, but I'll say that to the end. So yeah, okay, so getting back to this. Okay, what are the signs? Does quitting caffeine help anxiety? I'm sure it does. I know people who take anxiety medications and they'll take and wash it down with caffeine. I'm sorry, but I don't think that's a good idea. It makes you worse. Taking something to bring you kind of calm and down, and then you go and crank it up with, yeah. I've seen that happen with my friends, and I tell them not to, but they won't listen. One of the interesting things that happens when I quit caffeine, my friends, they'll ask me about it because they're on coffee, they still drink caffeine, and they're about my age too, and it's almost like they want me to fail. I don't know if they realize that, but as what it comes across as is like, oh yeah, you can have a coffee. No, I'm not going to. I'm not. Or they try to say something like, well, I saw you drink a hot chocolate. That's caffeine. Well, I got to tell you, I never got hooked up on a hot chocolate. I've been buzzed up on caffeine, coffee easily, like just chocolate. I never felt a rush. I could eat chocolate and then go to sleep. I can't do that with coffee. So the caffeine is not the same, or the amounts are not the same. So they're always trying to sort of catch me and to make me, and I don't understand that. And so I accidentally nipped it in the bud by flat out saying, hey, I'm in this for me. You go ahead, you drink that coffee, drink that caffeine. I'm not. I'm not. I'm in it for me. This is for me. I stopped it for me, and I don't get it. So a bit of caffeine makes people nervous around you when you quit caffeine, maybe because they didn't. That's all I can come up with, and it's not a big deal. I mean, so what? I'm just not going glug caffeine. Why be threatened by that? I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I don't know if you guys went through that. If you quit caffeine, if the people around you are supportive, or if they question you, or if they kind of secretly wish you'd come back into the caffeine world. It's not like I was drinking coffee with them. No, you know, they have to take my word for it that I was even drinking the stuff, but it still makes them a bit uneasy with the fact that I quit. And I feel good about it, and I tell people to. And I don't care if somebody wants to continue to drink coffee. I'm not out to tell my friends, stop, don't do it. But I'll flat out say it. When I heard that it blocks nutrient absorption, hey, come on. I can't keep drinking that knowing that it's blocking the vitamins and minerals that my body's lacking because I'm anemic and whatever. I can't do that to myself. I mean, now that I know better, I cannot do that. So that was an interesting thing that happened with quitting caffeine, just socially. Something to think about there. Make sure your friends are on board, and always have the excuse. Look, if I want to drink a coffee, I can have decaf. If I want to drink Pepsi, I can have a decaf Pepsi. You know, it's not a big deal. And I didn't miss it. I did not crave coffee. And honestly, I never really did crave it. I was caught up in the vicious cycle of wake up in the morning. Oh, I'm so tired. I need a coffee. I need a coffee. Well, as I found out, that need is basically you withdrawing because you went to bed, you didn't have the caffeine for a number of hours. So your body starts to withdraw from it and you feel bad. So you have to go back and get more. Now, I don't want to live in that world anymore where I'm drinking something because I'm withdrawing from it. Well, that's bad. I want to be drawn to something because I like it and I'm into it, not because I'm trying to chase away bad feelings that the damn stuff gave to me to begin with. So I don't miss that. What are the health? Okay, let's just jump over here. I'm just eyeballing this quickly. Oh, this is a good video to watch. You should watch this one. Okay, what Michael Pollan learned from quitting caffeine for, what was this, 3 months? I think it was 3 months. 3 months or, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to turn it on because I don't want it to run while I'm recording for YouTube. So here it is. It's Joe Rogan video. I'll put it down in the comments for you. And he was saying in it, he slept like a teenager when he quit caffeine. He went back onto caffeine. He just did this as a test because he doesn't want to give it up. And that's the truth. I did too. I would sleep in and I felt good like that, especially at the beginning, the first month, I would sleep in way more. And then I finally got used to I had a better sleep cycle. And so I wasn't sleeping late like a teenager. Like I don't do that anymore, but it's like I caught up in my rest, and it's just it's the best thing I could have done for myself within this period of my life was giving up caffeine. I've only have successful things to say about it. I don't crave it. I don't miss it. There are caffeine alternatives. It's the easiest habit I think to break is giving up caffeine. There's habits out there that you don't want to have, let alone try to quit. So, okay, I'll just thumb through here. How to quit caffeine without becoming a miserable person. I wasn't miserable at all. I wasn't. Let's see. Let's jump over to the next page. I gave up for caffeine for 14 days, for 3 months. Here's what happened. I think I have a video titled that 3 months after I gave it up. And yeah, see why I quit coffee and what it did for productivity. See, YouTube channel for me. You can get a side hustle. Do you need a part-time job? Do you want to work a couple hours extra every day? Get rid of the caffeine. I'm serious. Caffeine cost me money, not only to buy it, but what I could have been doing in my downtime because I was being pressed down from crashing. So now that that's gone, okay. Yes, how to stop drinking coffee. I simply stopped, and then I went in my cupboards and I threw it out, and then I stopped going to places where I bought coffee. So that's what I did, and then I found alternatives to drink in the morning. In my first video or second, I said I bought Tang. Yeah, good old Tang. I'd have that at breakfast. Yeah, the orange crystals, Tang. And that was fun. I had some, and it tastes good and it was fun. I also went out and bought some what is it called? Tea without caffeine. I'm not a tea drinker, and it didn't stick with me, but I bought, some chocolate flavored tea, some, I think, mint, and I just had some of that. That was hot. It was a drink, and next thing you know, I am off of caffeine. I drank hot chocolate, and there wasn't much caffeine in that. And what else? Yeah, water. There's so many, there's a million things you can drink. There's only one coffee, one Pepsi, one Coke, stuff like that. There's a million alternatives. So yeah, that's quite something. So let's see, caffeine withdrawal symptoms, timeline. Like I said, the timeline for caffeine withdrawal, give yourself the first week being hard, second week being not, by 1 month, you're back in the game and you're feeling good, and you'll have gained extra sleep because you would have slept more during that time. So yeah, let's get some more eyeball some more here. A lot of benefits, definitely a lot of benefits from quitting caffeine. 4 ways to quit caffeine. Let's see here, just a sec. Okay, so I dug up a few articles here. This website, artofmanliness.com. Never been on it before, but I just found it while I was, thumbing through the caffeine withdrawal things. So the biggest change, this guy quit caffeine, and he says the biggest change was his mood. Little things that once caused me to fly off the handle no longer bothered me. You know what? I am calmer too. I am, and I'm not agitated, and I'm not down or too high up. And if you're watching this video, you're obviously at Crypto Housewife, so you know that I'm into trading cryptocurrency. And one of the main things, if you're going to be a trader, or whether it's crypto or stocks, you want to be a nice level. Your emotions have to be just that neutral. You don't want to be euphoric. You don't want to be angry and fearful. You want to be neutral to make good decisions. People who actually become really good traders and are taught how to be traders, they actually become better in their personal lives too. So quitting caffeine, I have noticed I don't have that thing gnawing at me while I'm trying to make important trading decisions. So I didn't expect that. I thought the caffeine was actually helping me to get up and get in front of my monitors, but no, actually it was hurting more than helping. Simple as that. So even this guy here, he said it, I just felt more patient, steady, and calm. I even felt genuinely happy and feeling that due to my morose nature. Okay. Anyway, you could check out that. Another one I saw, another article. So this is Eat This Not That. Eatthis.com. What happens to your body when you cut out caffeine? I have not read this whole article, but I found just one paragraph here. It said, okay, your head is pounding and you feel like you want to crawl back into bed with a bottle of Advil. No, you're not hungover. You've just given up caffeine. I didn't have it that bad. And honestly, I was drinking a lot of coffee. So don't let this stuff scare you. You just stop. You just have some, headache pills, and you push through and give yourself a fighting chance. Let yourself be tired. Let yourself get that out of your system, because the fatigue is built up, and then eventually you will get over it and you will go further in life. Mark my words. Let's mark my words on that. Anyway, so let's go back here. More caffeine. I know you're probably getting bored of me just looking at stuff, but it helps trigger my memory to say, what are the benefits and stuff. I don't know. I think it quitting caffeine has just made me pay more attention to myself, and I had to give myself it took, I say after 3 months, 6 months, because I'm on 7.5, 6 months to 7 months, you're probably close to becoming the best place you can be. So, because I'm feeling really good right now, and now I want to drop some weight. I haven't been in, I only just started going back to my gym a couple weeks ago, and I've gained weight the past couple of years because I haven't set foot in a gym like a lot of people. And then I ate, probably overate too. And yeah, so I'm motivated to lose weight. I lost 2 pounds this week dieting. So changed my diet radically, went to see the doctor, had a bunch of blood work done, and they're saying go, try to like eat less carbs, eat less sugar, because if you don't want to have diabetes one day, get that down. So I'm kind of flirting this week with a, what they call it, pre-diabetic type diet, where you're avoiding carbs and sugar. And yeah, it's kind of neat. So, and I'm doing that with calorie counting. And I'm starting another YouTube channel just to follow my diet. So I don't want to put, throw this too much personal stuff onto my crypto trading followers who want to, watch my videos based on crypto, not about, caffeine and diet. So I'm going to start up another YouTube channel for that. And when I have it up and running properly, I'll put it in the description. So if you wanted to check that out, if you want to lose weight, I'll tell you how I'm doing it. And yeah, I'll even throw in a few snapshots of the old gut, some before and after stuff. So keep everybody motivated and intrigued. What's the scale going to read next week? So yeah, I'm gonna do something about that. But again, I feel good. I have more strength, more energy, and more drive, and my focus is better, and I got big plans, and I got the energy to pull it off now. So, and that's all thanks to quitting good old caffeine. Ugh. So, like I said, if you want to drink coffee, caffeine, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. This isn't about that. I'm not out to, that's a huge industry, and I get it. People like their coffee, they feel they need it, and they get pulled in to having to need it. I get it. So, what else can I tell you right now? Like I said, I'm 7.5 months into it. I don't know. I just feel so much better. And my other videos, I get more into how to quit caffeine, how I quit caffeine, because it was fresher in my memory. Well, as I was living it, 7 months ago, and I put my first video out, I think December or January, and then I did an update, I think at 3 months, and now 7.5. So those older videos will be more, about what I did and how you can do it too. But yeah, the main benefit for me is health-wise. I'm now absorbing all the new nutrients that I put in my mouth, and I have more time during the day where I feel good that is not being stolen to me because of caffeine crashes. And believe me, you crash on caffeine, you don't even realize it. It just becomes a way of life. Next thing you know, you're on the couch. Oh, time goes by, and then you get up. Hey, why not have another coffee? Well, now that time that was stolen from me, I'm making YouTube videos. Hey, I'm not even monetized on this channel. I do this just out of just for the fun of it. I just like making YouTube videos about cryptocurrency, and that's why I call myself Crypto Housewife. I find it kind of comical a bit that I'm a 52-year-old housewife who is just into cryptocurrency, and I was into cryptocurrency when I was drinking caffeine. So this is just, I don't know, it just adds to the whole, I don't know, it just adds more to my life. So yeah, I'm hoping to grow my channel. I'm hoping to get, to the famous 10,000 subscribers and get monetized and whatever else, and whatever that means. Yeah, I'm cool with whatever happens. So again, I just feel good about life. I feel good about myself. I have goals. I've always kind of had goals. I was the past 10, 12 years, I was just tired. It was like, oh, I'm going to do this, going to do that. And I'd do it, but I'd always feel shortchanged. I felt like I was getting shortchanged out of life. I was like, what's going on? Why am I so tired? And well, yeah. So we'll see. Now I'm going to, like I said, revamp my diet. So that's going to be the big one. I told you about pre-diabetic diet. Okay, maybe I can diet. So when people are when the doctor says, hey, don't eat and drink so much sugar or eat carbs, because if you keep going, you're gonna possibly have diabetes. It's called pre-diabetic. And then, like I said, there are diets to follow. And what I've noticed, there's Jordan Peterson, psychologist in Canada, and he was on the Joe Rogan show, and he was talking about his carnivore diet. Okay, so all he did was eat meat, basically steak. And at first he was eating meat and greens is what he called it. So you can imagine spinach, kale, broccoli. And eventually he got kind of fed up with it, but that was life-changing for him. He said he felt so good. And all his symptoms, he was very depressive. And his symptoms went away. He felt so much better and he had more energy. And then, okay, I'll put those two, Jordan's video in the description. And then I'll also put Joe Rogan's video in the description because he went on a carnivore diet for 30 days and he felt really good. Okay, I'm not saying I'm going on a carnivore diet, but it's going to be pretty close to it. Pretty close. So, because meat doesn't have carbohydrates in it. Meat doesn't have sugar in it. And green vegetables are really good for, well, everyone. So I'm looking, like, I've been on a diet for a week. And I am now doing research to try to figure out exactly what foods to eat to really bring this home. Because I want more energy. Because it looks like because I was eating too much carbs and sugars and stuff, I'm not where I should be because I'm still a tired person, but I'm not as tired as I was when I was on caffeine. So we did some blood work to see, and then we realized that, okay, I'm no longer anemic, but what's the fatigue? Well, if I keep eating a lot of sugary stuff, I'm going to have a problem one day. So let's get rid of that and see what happens. So I do feel better. Like I did eat a lot more meat and vegetables. And I got to say, it's only been I've been on a diet for a week, but about 3 weeks ago, I started eating more meat when I saw Jordan Peterson's video and Joe Rogan's video on the carnivore diet. And I was like, okay, there's something there. And then my doctor says meat has a lot of B12 in it. So there we go. And then there's iron from the greens. So I should be safe there. So we'll see. I'll have another blood test done, my blood work done in 3 months. So I just had it done and I'm just saying it out loud. Sugars were too high. So let's bring that down. Let's see if I can. So I'll do like the pre-diabetic diet and then bump it to 1,500 calories. So for the past week, I have done 1,500 calories and I lost 2 pounds. Don't forget, I'm kind of heavy, so I can lose a bit of weight. I started my diet at, should I say it, 170 pounds, so 168 pounds. I'm 5'8". Yeah, and I took pictures last week, so I'll, when I have my web, like by the time you're watching this, I probably will have a YouTube channel dedicated for this, and I'll put it in the playlist below, and I'll put some like before pictures in and some motivating things. So if you want to, feel better, have more energy, and follow me as I try to do it, you're more than welcome to. I'm just going to say what I'm going through. I don't really have anything to hide. You already know at 52, 5'8", and 168 pounds. I'm just throwing it all out there. And the doctor says, lower the blood sugar. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And like I said, I'm the pre-diabetic diet, but just, doing 1,500 calories. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. I just grabbed 1500 because I said that'll be a starting point, and I'll see on a scale if it works or not, or if I'm hangry all the time. That's working. It's working. So only 1 week in, but it's not quite a, you know, a big test there. But yeah, I want to lose, okay, 70. Okay, let's say I want to lose 30 pounds. Ooh, 30 pounds. You heard it here. And I don't want to lose it overnight. I don't mind losing a pound or two a week for whatever time it takes. And 1 pound, well, 1 pound a week will be 30 weeks, 2 pounds a week will be 15. I'm thinking it'll be closer to, somewhere closer to 30 for some reason. So I don't want to kill myself, and it's a little too, sometimes it can be a little too harsh if, you know, you lose too much weight too soon, because I got time on my hands anyway. So I just want to do it right. And then 3 months from now, I'll go to the doctor, get my blood work done, and we'll see if this pre-diabetic diet actually can bring down blood sugar levels. Okay. Caffeine. Do you want to hear more about caffeine, or should we just wrap it up there? I don't really have much else to say other than I'm feeling really good and I'm happy to be off of caffeine. And if you want to be off of caffeine, I have a couple more videos. Just watch the playlist. It will show up at the end here. Playlist for my handful of caffeine, how to get off of caffeine videos, and how it's affected me, and how you can too. And it's all positive stuff. Like, I got really nothing negative to say other than you're going to have headaches. Big deal. I bet you had headaches a few times this year and without even quitting caffeine. And that can be taken care of easy. You're going to feel tired. Not a big deal. You won't die from being tired from quitting caffeine. You can still go to work, earn your money. And on the weekend, just kind of, you know, go easy on yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You did it. And do it again, and it'll become a lifestyle. And remember, if you truly want to get off of this stuff, that's going to be your, it's not a motivation. It's like the wind at your back. I really wanted to quit caffeine, so it came easy because I really wanted to. Nobody was making me quit it. I just was done with being tired, done with losing time in my day, and I wanted to do more. So what did I have to lose really by quitting caffeine? I had to try it. I tried it. I quit caffeine. Poof. 6 weeks later, got my YouTube channel and felt good about it. So what are you going to do with all your extra energy? Yeah, that's the question. Make some more money, get more active, I don't know, do a side hustle, start a YouTube channel, go to the gym more. Yeah, there's tons of things you can do, tons. Yeah. So, okay, this video is now 33 minutes long. So I will catch you guys in the next one, and thanks for watching.